going on, everybody? It is Friday, June 8th, and we have got quite the slate here today. 14 games, ton of high-level pitching at the top end. It's going to be fun. I took a full night off last night, just sort of walked away, went to Costco with the wife, just a fun Thursday. So I'm ready to get back into it today with this slate. Jake, how'd your Thursday go? Jake's on mute and doesn't know it.
It was good. I was on mute, so you didn't hear me clicking around. Anytime you can make money with Andrew Benintendi homering off a lefty and Alcides Escobar hitting a homer too, it's usually a good night when you can battle those two things. But yeah, two guys I trashed in their respective matchups, and they both homered, but made money regardless.
There you go. That's all that matters, really.
Yeah. Jaime was good. Blackburn was fine. Yeah, everyone was okay. So.
There you go. Go Caps, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you watch any of the celebration?
Not a single second. Didn't know they won until this morning.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. Just the camera was constantly on Ovechkin. He was just super pumped, as you'd expect, but just kind of got that monkey off his back. Now people will stop calling him a choker because he's never been, and he's just a fun dude, just a goat.
Good for him.
Yeah.
You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty. First game up, Brewers and Phillies. Brewers 3.8 run implied total. Phillies 4.3. It's a 55% chance to win for the Phillies. Julius Chassin going for Milwaukee. Vince Velasquez going for the Phillies. I get quite a bit of Velasquez. Normally I'm pretty high on him in general, but at that $8,300 price point for today, I think he grades out really, really well. He's a guy that I'm going to have a lot of, at least on DraftKings. Let's sort this here so I can see what we have him at. That's probably not right. Oh, that's because I didn't refresh it. Makes perfect sense. So Velasquez on DK. See, stupid Vincent Velasquez versus Vince Velasquez. I can't with this name crap anymore, man. Every once in a while, these guys slip through the cracks, and I don't notice it.
Vincent?
Yeah, he's Vincent on some of our ownership projections.
Oh.
Okay, so we're projecting 18% on Velasquez. I've got 21, so that looks fine. We're projecting 4 on FanDuel. I've got 7, so it looks to be right in line, and I don't have any Chassin. So what do you think of Velasquez tonight against the Brewers?
Yeah, I like Velasquez a lot, and I wish that one of these pitchers that I like would be priced a little bit lower so I could use him with one of the top guys. But if I'm going with two mid-tier options, Velasquez will certainly sneak in there for me. He comes up high on my model, striking out over 30% of righties, and he's going to get 5, maybe 6 righties in this Brewers lineup. The Brewers have a bunch of power, and they've got Yelich and Shaw who match up well for Velasquez. But other than those two guys, it's just a lot of strikeouts in this lineup for Velasquez. He's at home, low run total. I mean, what's not to like? He's been really awesome.
Yeah, I have Velasquez with the 5th most Ks actually today, behind Sale, DeGrom, Verlander, and hold on, 1, 2, 3, 6th. Sale, DeGrom, Verlander, Strasburg, J.A. Happ, and then Vince Velasquez. But
yeah,
Chris Sale is the GOAT for all of that. We'll get to that in a bit. Yeah, I like Velasquez. I like rostering him for some reason. I can't really figure out why. When he pops up, I don't feel bad about it. I think it's probably because his steamer K rate is over 10, so I trust it a little bit more.
I mean, he's just good. He has these huge starts where people just aren't on him. And I don't really know why. I'll tell you why you like rostering him. Because he goes under 5 innings but puts up 9 strikeouts. He goes 6 innings, 12 strikeouts. He goes 6 innings, 7 strikeouts. He's always giving up a run or 2 or even 3 or 4 sometimes, but the strikeouts seem to be there more often than not, and he's never really priced up above like 9K.
That's a good point.
So he's just good for where he keeps getting priced.
Yeah, he's always in a really nice spot. It always makes like the rest of the days work better somehow.
Yeah. So you got any interest in Chassin?
No, I got 0 of them. I assume we're not projecting any ownership either.
Yes.
Yeah, no, nothing.
So, like, when I first looked at this game, it was like the first game I looked at, and I just like wrote off Chassin because whatever. I thought there was going to be more value pitchers, but now like he's good against righties, or at least serviceable. He's pretty bad against lefties, but the Phillies really only have 3 lefties up at the top, and then J.P. Crawford if he's in the lineup. So if he's going to face a righty-heavy lineup, then I don't think Chassin's the worst play, just because I'm looking for anything to play below like Velasquez, and I can't really find anyone that's serviceable, and I think Chassin might be serviceable.
I have a feeling you might not need to go that low, but we'll take a look at that when we do some crunches. I think that you can use Velasquez as your base SP2 and still be okay from a stack perspective. So we'll remember to use we'll do Verlander and Velasquez when we look at the crunches, just to show like the most extreme amount of pitching salary, and we'll see what we can get from there.
Yeah, sweet.
I think that'll be an interesting walkthrough.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the chat for right now, all 3 of you. So Phillies bats are somebody that I'm getting a lot, at least on FanDuel. They have my 4th most ownership right now. They're 7th on DK, so I'm not feeling the love as much there. We're not really projecting them for any ownership on FanDuel, so it looks like I'm going to be quite in the minority. But I got a ton of 1 through 6. So Hernandez, Herrera, and Kingery getting a bunch. I have a little bit less Santana and Franco, but I'm hitting Altherr to my caps as well. I oddly will have a lot of Phillies, probably more as like a secondary stack, but it's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, the only guy that I really wanted to play, and this is kind of why I was on Chassin, because I only liked Santana really, but I get it for the price. Like if you want to go to Odubel or Kingery, just super, super cheap for some reason, still batting near the top of the order, and Altherr as well. You can still hit righties for power. Just going to strike out a lot more against them. So I get the Phillies stack. They're just really cheap, and they allow you to do a lot.
Yeah, Kingery, $2,300 shortstop hitting 3rd is really hard to pass up on FanDuel. Herrera, $2,600 in the 2-hole as an outfielder. Even Hernandez, $3,300 as a second base leadoff option I like a lot. Altherr is only $2,500. Franco's $2,600. They're just so cheap on FanDuel that they really make a lot of things work. And they've got cheap, solid guys at unique positions like second base and short. So I'll see myself with quite a bit of Phillies. I won't be anywhere near that exposure. Like, we're projecting Kingery to have 1%. If he's at 1%, I'm not going to have 19. That's just outlandish. I could put him at 10 and still be way over the field and redistribute that money elsewhere. Similar for, like I'll have a little bit less Franco, a little bit less Santana. But, yeah, I sort of like the Phillies.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a good price, and we don't love Chassin as a pitcher, especially against lefties. So if you're getting in those lefties, Kingery mixed in, Altherr mixed in, then that's fine with me.
Sweet. You looking at any Brewers bats? They come out really low for me, so
just Yelich.
Okay.
Yelich just crushing everything the entire year. Like, he went on the DL, and he was crushing before, came back, and now he's still crushing righties again. 94-mile-an-hour average exit velocity over the last couple weeks. He's just a good player. Just hits the ball hard seemingly every time.
Yeah, I don't have any real problem with that. I'd be fine with like a Travis Shaw one-off too if you needed to. It's just really not a spot. Like, I don't do a lot of one-offs on a 14-game slate, so if I can't get a decent-sized stack, probably not going to be near the top for me. I assume we're not projecting much ownership for the Brewers. No, we are not. 10% total on DK. 18% total on FanDuel. So not really the spot. Yeah, it's just Vince Velasquez for me, and then as a secondary stack, the Phillies on FanDuel mostly. I do get to Herrera, Kingery, Santana, Altherr quite a bit on DK, but nothing to like push it up into my top ranks. It's just they're very much secondary.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Steve, it's real. Am I the only one consistently burnt by the A's stacks? Probably not. I have them constantly. So.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm sufficiently burned by the A's on a day-to-day basis. Giants and Nats. Giants 3.1 run implied total. Nationals 4.4. It's a 65% chance to win for the Nats. Andrew Suarez going for San Francisco. Steven Strasburg going for Washington. Hard to not like Strasburg here. We're projecting 25% ownership. I've got 22 right now. I'm half of the field, though, on FanDuel, which I find a little interesting, but I'm cool with that. I'm projecting him for 7.5 strikeouts, so nothing too crazy. While the Giants have struck out quite a bit against righties this year, this particular lineup isn't one that K's a ton. Mac Williamson, the only one with like a really aggressive strikeout rate, but Panic is crazy low, Posey crazy low, and then the rest of the guys are relatively average. So I don't see this as the spot where they're going to just rack up Ks. I'm not going to get to Suarez, which is kind of a bummer because I roster Suarez pretty regularly as like a budget SP2, but it's just all Strasburg here.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to like Strasburg for this price, but with all the studs going today, I think he's going to be the one that gets left out for me. And it's not for any reason other than I think those other guys have enormous upside. And like you said, this lineup for the Giants doesn't really strike out that much, even though their team numbers say they strike out a lot. Over the last couple of weeks, since they've got a little bit more healthy, only 22% K rate, 120 WRC plus against righties. So they've been hitting better. Not saying they're going to rough up Strasburg or anything, but you're going to need big scores out of your pitching tonight, I think. So I don't know that Strasburg has like the 35-point upside that someone like DeGrom or Bauer or who else, Verlander, Sale, these guys that have enormous upside have.
You liking any Nats bats? I'm not really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with the Washington stack, actually. I was surprised to see this run total be so low. It's good weather. Suarez gives up a ton of hard contact to righties, 45% on the season. So Rendon, especially, I love for 3,900. He's going to be some nice salary relief for me on DraftKings at that mid-tier price. Trey Turner, 4,400. I even like Michael Taylor for 38. Severino's cheap. And then you've got Bryce Harper and Soto and Mark Reynolds if you want to mix in and get a full stack.
Yeah, I can't really figure out what's happening here. I get no Harper on FanDuel. I get no Reynolds. I can't really wrap my head around that. It could,
probably the run total.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought it'd be more closer to 5, when I first saw this game and I didn't see the run total. But
I think Suarez is pretty good. He's got a 3.88 projected steamer FIP. Like, that's really not that bad.
All right, let me see on Suarez. I didn't dig into him that deep. I just saw some of his numbers against righties were really, really alarming. But I'm seriously willing to look at anyone that I could talk myself into below Velasquez because I couldn't do it last night.
It's got a 322 xFIP on the season.
Yeah, 357 against righties. Looks like he may have some regression coming based on his quality of contact, but nothing huge.
Yeah, he's given up a lot of hard contact so far.
Yeah. His BABIP's not like super low or anything, like he's getting that lucky, but he seems like he's okay. It's just some of the numbers against righties are tough for me to get behind.
No, I understand that, but I think that's why we're seeing such respect in like the Vegas line. I think Suarez is probably a little bit better than we truly believe.
That's probably true. And I mean, the way I grade pitchers out, I use like the O swing and the swinging strike, and neither of those are that great for Suarez. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'll do it.
Yeah, it's all pretty much Strasburg for me. I'll have a couple scattered Nat stacks, but I don't really have any exposure to them. Best I can do, people. Sean Evans, did you do any research on a team facing a pitcher 2 starts in a row? Absolutely not, but it's still on the list.
That's a really good All-Star break project. I think we got All-Star break coming up in a month.
Yeah, I'm going to be on a beach in the Cayman Islands, so probably not going to get to it during the All-Star break.
They have Wi-Fi out there.
Maybe I'll take a look at that on the red-eye flight back from San Francisco in 2 weeks.
Oh, yuck. Red-eye flight, jeez.
Dude, I'm going to come and do the show Thursday morning off the red-eye.
You are?
Yeah, why not?
From what we just talked about?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Man, you're a go-getter.
I think we get in at like 8:30 or something. I'll sleep on the plane. I'll be good to go.
That's not bad.
I'll bang out a coffee and just come up and do whatever. I'll have plenty of time.
Perfect.
Cross my fingers that we get upgraded to first class so I can sit comfortably. Wife travels a lot, so we get a lot of upgrades, which is really the only way to fly.
Yeah, it's really, once you do that, everything else is the worst.
I'll either be well rested on the flight home, or if we get upgraded, her and I will drink in excess for 5 hours through the night and get an Uber home. It could go either way. All right, let's go to the next game. Freddie Ramirez in the chat. Highest scoring starting pitcher will be Sale. Well, he's certainly going to be the highest owned. We're projecting a very, very large amount of ownership to Chris Sale today. Again, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Orioles and Jays. Orioles, 3.6 run implied total. Blue Jays, 5. 64% chance to win for the Blue Jays. Andrew Kashner going for Baltimore. J.A. Happ going for Toronto. Another situation where I've got like a decent amount of the starter. I have way more Happ, though, than we're projecting. We've got Happ at 6%. I've got him at 16. And we've got Happ at 3% on FanDuel, and I've got 17. So it's looking like Happ is going to be one of my big differentiators for today. I'm going to end up with a decent amount more than the field there. And the Blue Jays are my number 1 stack on FanDuel and my number 3 stack on DK. So talk to me about Happ. Am I crazy? Am I not crazy? I don't know what to do.
No, I like Happ, actually.
Nice.
If this was a different slate, I would have a ton of Happ, but I'm just going to try to spread out my exposure. I think I'll have more Happ than Strasburg, or at least I'm planning on it right now, just because of that ownership discrepancy. I think they're pretty close today. Happ's been really impressive this year. He just struck out 8 Tigers in 5 innings, which is really tough for a lefty to get those kind of strikeout numbers in that few innings. He's in the top 40 in whiffs per swing rate, swinging strike rate over 11. And then you just saw what Jaime Garcia did. Like, Jaime had like 20 DraftKings points about. Happ is a much, much better pitcher, and he's been pitching a lot better than Jaime could even think about pitching this year. Just so many strikeouts, very, very undisciplined, impatient lineup here for the Orioles. So Happ should just mow him down, I think. And for 10-4, I don't think anybody's going to play him. So give me some J.A. Happ.
Yeah, I'll certainly be playing him. I'm kind of excited to be over the field there. And then Blue Jays bats, I'm crushing them. They just have too good of a price point today. They're really hard to avoid for me, especially against Andrew Kashner.
God, they're going to be hard to avoid again. Like, so on the night shift, I was just saying that I think they're going to be over-owned, and I think they're going to be pretty heavily owned.
We've got them with the 3rd most total exposure on DK right now, and they're 1st on FanDuel.
3rd most total exposure. Okay.
Yeah, we've got 73% ownership across all of their starters. So
is that wrapped up in a few guys though? I mean, if that's the case, then
yeah, a lot in Granderson. Well, no,
Granderson.
not really. I mean, Granderson at 19, and then Russell Martin at 12, Solarte at 11, Smoke at 9, Pilar at 8. So you're looking at around 10% across the board, and then a little bit more for Granderson if he's leading
Okay.
off.
Yeah, I can get with that then. I just figured they'd be like really chalky, and they still might, but Cashner
today.
Yeah. Like Granderson, just chalk, but 3,500 leading off against Cashner, that's pretty nice. Smoke for 4,300 is fine. Teoscar, just huge power, just struggles with strikeouts, but Cashner's not going to strike out a ton of guys. Solarte, why is Solarte in the lineup twice on the sheet I'm looking at?
Yeah, I had him too. That's why Travis has 0 exposure for me out here. Yeah. Solarte is 2nd and 5th for you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It caught me off guard too. I just moved Pilar to 5th and then put Travis in at 7th. I don't know if it'll be close to that.
Okay. Kendrys Morales, like I think that's a way to get a little bit different, just because people are going to want to play Smoke.
Yeah.
And like just pivot down to Morales. He's going to be lower owned. He's not that much worse of a hitter than Smoke, and he's been hitting the ball as hard as anyone. And then if Aledmus Diaz, if he's hitting like 7th, I think he hit 7th yesterday. He's been crushing righties this year, only striking out 12% of the time, 43% fly ball rate, 40% hard hit rate, 284 ISO, and this was updated I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, so the numbers may have jumped up or down a little bit, but those are pretty impressive numbers for a guy no one's going to play.
I like it. I mean, I love the lineup. Like I said, they have my most exposure on FanDuel and 2nd most on DK, so I'm going to have them quite a bit, and I'll be very, very happy about it. Blue Jays are going to be my spot.
Yeah.
Extra J.A. Happ along with the hitting stack, so I'm pulling for Toronto tonight.
Yeah.
Anything at all from Baltimore? I assume no.
If you want to play Machado, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest in anybody there. I'd be fine with Danny Valencia on FanDuel as a one-off. 2,500 hitting cleanup, righty lefty, third base. So a more unique position to fill against the lefty. I'd take a shot there. Valencia's got some pretty big righty-lefty splits, so.
Oh yeah, first career. Crushes left.
I'll take a peek there if need be.
Okay.
Alrighty. Cardinals and Reds. Cards 5.2 run implied total. Reds 4.3. It's a 59% chance to win for the Cards. Luke Weaver going for St. Louis. Matt Harvey going for Cincinnati. For the first time, I think, this year, I'm not really getting any Luke Weaver. I have none of the pitching in this game. Did you look at Weaver at all?
I glanced at him, but he's back to now. Like last start, he missed like no bats again, and I just can't figure him out. So 7,500, he's gonna get some good lefties like Jeanette, Barnhart, Votto. Winker doesn't really strike out. He's a pretty tough out. Schebler too. I think it's just a pretty sneaky tough lineup that he's gonna face here in a bad pitching ballpark with 84 degrees. I don't know. There's just a lot of reasons I could talk myself off of Weaver. Plus, Velasquez is just $800 more. And, yeah, I'm probably going to pass on Weaver.
Okay. Yeah. I got 1% of him. I wouldn't be surprised if I get a line or two, but it won't be any sort of priority. Cards bats, on the other hand. Number 2 on FanDuel. Numero uno on DK. I'm mashing them super hardcore on DraftKings. They're also what we're projecting to be the chalkiest stack of the day. Same sort of scenario on FanDuel. I think they're 3rd in total ownership. So I just love the Cardinals. Mostly because I don't love Matt Harvey.
Yeah. No, I don't think anybody loves Matt Harvey. But I will say
Matt Harvey does.
Yeah, he does. I will say that Harvey's been okay against righties, and the Cardinals are predominantly righty heavy. So they got Martinez and Pham and Ozuna and Molina. If those guys are hitting all in a row, I'm just worried about Harvey being able to get a few guys out and killing rallies and being able to get into a little bit of a groove if he's going to face 4 or 5 righties in a row. I really like Carpenter. I really like Fowler. But I don't know. If the Cardinals are going to be the chalkiest stack of the night, I probably will be underweight on them.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm a little torn about what to do here because I don't think Harvey is going to continue to be like he's been actually fine against righties, like average, but I don't know. I don't see that really continuing for the rest of the season. I don't think he's any good at all, but the numbers sort of say otherwise against right-handed hitters.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to avoid them. I'll be right with the field for the most part. I'll be a little heavier on like Munoz and Wong. But the rest of the guys, like they're going to hit my ownership caps. I just can't avoid it. 5.2 run implied total is like right at the top for everything today. Only the Astros are definitively ahead of them at 5.3. So it's all cards for me, unless there's wholesale changes to this lineup.
Yeah, I get it.
Alrighty. I lost the chat. Reek says he likes the Blue Jays stack better than the card stack on DK.
I think I kind of agree.
Yeah, I don't. But it's close. It's close. Cardinals just have they have $2,000 less salary to worry about, which is a benefit.
That right? 2,000 less?
You know what? That's actually not even, well, in a way it's true. Because they have one less batter. So, they're really close. They're really, really close.
Okay.
I can go either way. I'll have them both in abundance, so ultimately it doesn't really matter. I like them both a lot. I already wrote them both up. Check it out. Spotlight Hitters and Stacks, Awesemo.com.
Check out the Spotlight Pitchers. That's out as well.
Ooh. Check out Playline NBA projection for Kevin Durant.
Yes, do that.
Alrighty. Indians and Tigers. Indians, 4.8 run implied total. Tigers, 3.7. It's a 61% chance to win for the Indians. Trevor Bauer going for Cleveland. Michael Fulmer going for Detroit. I want to see what the ownership is. Okay, so it's not just me. I hate Trevor Bauer tonight, evidently. I got no Bauer on DK. I got no Bauer on FanDuel. And we're projecting essentially no Bauer for the night. That's crazy.
I think that's ridiculous. If he's going to be 0% owned, I think you have to be over the field on Bauer. He's overpriced. Yes, there's no doubt about that. But he's been really, really good. Missing bats all over the place. It's not the best strikeout matchup, but with a guy that is showing elite stuff right now, I don't know how you don't at least consider him at almost no ownership. So I'm gonna keep an eye on his ownership. If he starts creeping up, then maybe I'll calm down on him. But right now, I have to get some Bauer in there just because of how good he's been. And 2 straight games with 13 and 11 strikeouts. The numbers line up, the swinging strike numbers, the whiff numbers, all of that. So if people aren't going to play a guy like that, then I'll take a chance on him.
Yeah, it's really blowing my mind that I got 0 of him. I've got him projected for 19.1 DraftKings points. So, we're quibbling on tenths of points and stuff here, but I've got I'm going to read down the list of salaries under him. Sale, he's way behind. He's behind Strasburg. He's behind DeGrom, behind Happ, slightly behind Tanaka, slightly behind Buehler, slightly behind Caleb Smith, slightly behind Vince Velasquez. He doesn't show up above someone in a projection until you get to Jake Junis at 8,100. Now, he's only 1/10 of a point behind Caleb Smith, but you're also getting Caleb Smith at $2,700 less.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. If Trevor Bauer were priced at 10-6, and Jake DeGrom were priced at 11-8. I think all of this would look significantly better.
Yeah, dude. Man, he's just gonna be so under-owned. He should never not be owned based on how he's pitching right now.
I can't believe it.
He should never be unowned in a matchup like this where he's gonna get 5-6 righties. Like, he's doing this against the Twins. He's doing this against the Astros. These are not pushover teams, and he just did it against Detroit. He literally just did it against Detroit less than a month ago. 8 innings, 10 Ks. If he does that, he's going to be a top 2 scoring pitcher probably. Not saying he's going to, but it's an ownership thing for me. I will be well over the field at what we have him projected.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around it, but because I wouldn't have expected my data to just spit out 0 Trevor Bauer, but to get none of him in 150 lines, even I'm shocked. So I don't know what to make of it. I really don't know where I think that I should come in on him. On the off chance that the boss is watching at this point, you should do most likely to be in the top 2 pitchers article today, so I can get an idea of if I should even have a bunch. How much Bauer do I need to go to?
Well, what do you think his chance? What would you say, just off the top of your head,
of
his
being
chances?
Top 2 pitcher?
Because it's over what we have him projected at. There's no doubt about it.
For sure. It's low though.
I mean,
5%.
Is it that much?
Maybe?
Is it that much lower than Sale or DeGrom?
Sale, yeah. I've got Sale projected 12 DK points ahead of Bauer.
Man, I wouldn't. Man, I have him a lot closer than that. So maybe Trevor Bauer is where I'm going to make my stand tonight. It's just a matter of, can I pay up for him? Can I afford that extra whatever, however much it is? $700.
I'll lock in probably 3% Bauer or 4% Bauer if he holds at 1.
Yeah, I would have, if I can do it, I may even have more Bauer than Sale if the lineups allow me to do that. Just because I can't just ignore how good he's been. I think it's real.
I get it. Man, it's
I don't know. We shall see as the day goes on.
I'm super excited for this now.
Yeah.
I mean, I never would have expected that kind of crazy low ownership on someone.
Yeah. I don't know.
I gotta
we'll see.
That stupid card from yesterday. I hope nobody's voting on that.
Speaking of that, you should make a poll. Who's your favorite high-priced pitcher?
Okay. Let's do that. I can only put 5 in, so I need to leave someone out.
Are there 6 big guys? So they got Verlander.
There's 6 over 10K on... Well, there's only 5 over 10K on FanDuel, so I think I should just leave J.A. Happ out.
Yeah, you can leave Happ out.
Sorry, J.A. Happ. You're one of my personal favorites today, but you're not going to make the poll.
Okay. Pitcher's not going to win you the slate, though. And you'll have little to spend on high variance bats. That makes sense. So I sort of get that there. I mean,
Verlander, Bauer, Sale, Strasburg, DeGrom. All right, poll is live. Who's your favorite expensive pitcher? Verlander, Bauer, Sale, Strasburg, DeGrom. Let's have it. Pitcher is going to win you the slate tonight. You're going to need to be relatively right.
According to Tom.
I like arguing with Tom. I'll take it. I'll take a contradictory stance on this just because.
I don't know. It makes sense. You need that extra salary to spend up on the high variance bats if you're MMEing.
I do completely agree with that.
Yeah, he makes a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to play Bauer though so bad, but I don't know if I'll be able to play as much as I want to. So we'll see.
It's a really weird scenario. Yeah, there's too many big bats.
There's Coors.
Too many big pitchers.
Yeah.
This is one of the more unique pitching situations we've had in all of our shows.
Right. If it was just him and Sale and maybe one other of the top guys on this slate, then it would make more sense probably for me to just be like, all right, I'm going way, way over the field on Bauer. If there were like some cheaper options where you could get in a handful of good bats, but it kind of makes sense. With all these studs, there's gonna be 3 or 4 guys that score over 30 and then just kind of wash each other out. So
I'm expecting when I get to my final crunches before lock that I'll force in somewhere in the neighborhood of 5% Bauer. And I think that's probably good enough.
Yeah. What about Indians bats? We've been talking about this forever.
I got a goose egg across the board here.
Really?
I got like a random one-off of Brantley and one line of a DK stack with Lindor, Brantley, Kipnis, and Roberto Perez. But they're no hitting for me here. For some reason, I'm not on the Indians whatsoever.
Okay. It's probably just a price thing for you, right? Because
we're only projecting 18% total ownership. Lindor at 6%. Everybody else is 1, 2, or 3. So that kind of jives, and we're basically projecting nothing for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just going to be tough to pay up for them because there's Coors, there's other really good spots. So, I mean, I respect Fulmer, but those top 3, just like that is such a tough top 3. I say it every single time, but so tough for a righty. Those would be the guys I would look at, but that's really all I'm interested in.
I agree. Off to the Mariners now after talking about the Indians game for 25 minutes. Mariners 4-run implied total. Rays 3.5. It's 55% chance to win for the Mariners. Marco Gonzalez going for Seattle. I've got it at Matt Andriese as the starter to come in for the Rays. I don't know if you've looked into that at all.
No, I didn't know who it was last night when I was doing the night shift. So, okay.
That's the direction I'm going, and I'll probably have a little bit of him if he ends up, being like the accepted starter, just because, Mariners 4-run implied total is not anything that I'm scared about. So I'd be happy to have a little bit of him as a pay down option. He's only 5,100 on DK. I won't have 11% like it's popping up here, but I'll be happy to give him 3 or 4 as a potential guy to fit in.
Andriese, yeah, I mean, he can miss bats. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be a little bit different if he's throwing extended innings, and I want to see, is he going to be treated as a starter where he'll be able to throw, 5-6 innings if it comes down to it. What's his price tag?
51.
51. Okay, so he's probably going to be one of the guys I take quite a few shots on at low ownership and whatever, low price.
I'm going to stop us right here. He's not going to be able to throw enough innings.
Why not?
Because he hasn't. He hasn't thrown more than 3 innings in this. Well, he's thrown 3 and a third this year.
Let's look at his.
He's had, I don't know, 20 appearances.
Right,
He's
but
not
they've known
north of 5.
Well, let's see. So they've known that he's been starting for however many days. He hasn't played in a week. So since a week from today, he went 1 inning. Before that, he went 3. Let's see what his pitch count looks like in these starts or in these appearances. So he's reached 57 pitches before, 31, 20. I wonder if he had any sort of session in between this. I wonder how many pitches he's going to throw, or is he going to be allowed to throw. Because if he's allowed to throw like 75, then he's going to be a guy that I'll play some. If they say he's on a 60 pitch limit, that changes things a little bit. So I want to read up on Andriese and see if they have any idea of how long he's going to go.
Yeah. I'm already pulling everything that I was thinking about from 2 hours ago. And I don't think that he's going to be able to go long enough.
Let's see. So he will be a little bit of a project for me today. Try to figure out. Maybe it could go very quick, but he can miss bats. And
the most he faced 13 batters in one game against Boston. That's the most he's faced this year. Even if he gets to like 16 or so, still looking at like 4 or 5. I can't see him going enough innings for this to be relevant. Not on a 14-game slate. I've talked myself out of it now.
Okay. Friday roll clarified. Andresi is set to enter the Friday's bullpen game. Relatively extensive long relief outing if he proves effective. Okay. That doesn't really help me just yet.
Not helpful at all.
No.
Yeah.
So, do you have any interest in Gonzalez or any bats in this game? Because I'm not really on any of the bats in this game.
I've got a full 0 across the board.
Yeah.
Literally no piece on any part of it. So, I don't have anything else to add here.
Mitch Haniger just keeps raking, and he's under 4K. So, I mean, I like him, but that's about it.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on. That's not how you spell Padres. That's how you spell Padres. Padres and Marlins. Padres 3.3 run implied total. Ugh. Marlins 3.9. It's a 57% chance to win for the Marlins. Eric Lauer going for San Diego. Caleb Smith going for Miami. I kind of like both pitchers here. I get a decent amount of Caleb Smith. We're projecting 6% on DK. I've actually got 15, so he looks like he's a guy that I'm going to be focused on a little bit more than the field. And then Eric Lauer is another guy that I'll get like a little bit of as a pay down option. I have him in at 8% right now. That won't hold. We're not projecting any ownership there, but I'm okay to have like 3 or 4% Eric Lauer. I just like games like this where both offenses are dreadful. And I like Caleb Smith as a guy that can miss some bats. So Smith looks good to me. What are you thinking on Caleb Smith?
Yeah, I love him here. 9,100. Sign me up for some Caleb Smith. He still ranks inside the top 30 in whisper swing. Good swinging strike rate, almost at 12. Striking out 28% of righties. He's going to get 8 righties. Is that what you have in the lineup right now? 8 righties?
Yes.
So he can handle righties. There's no doubt about it. And he's in a price range where he won't be super high owned because people will want to get up to DeGrom and Sale and maybe even Happ. I wonder what we have Smith projected at.
7, I think it was.
Ooh, yeah. So that's really intriguing to me. At home here, it's a good park for pitching.
6.
Yeah, give me some Caleb Smith. I like him a lot.
Couldn't agree more there. Let's see what do we got on the poll. Only 2 votes so far on the poll, both for Verlander. Don't agree.
Okay.
But he's close. He's close.
Do you like any bats in this game?
Marginally, some secondary stacks of Marlins.
Yes. I love the Marlins here, dude. Well, love?
That's aggressive
no.
verbiage.
No. The Marlins 2, 3, 4. I love those 3.
Looks
Real
like I'm matching their potential exposure, so, a few stacks.
Are they going to be healthily owned?
No. We've got 30 total percent. 8% for Rojas. Everybody else is in like the 4 or 5 area.
Man, that's really appealing to me. This is going to be a cheap stack that I'll go to a ton. Lauer's giving up 45% hard contact to righties, 33% line drive rate, walking a ton of them. And then the Marlins, just those 3 guys, they can really, really hit lefties. Castro, 43% hard hit rate. Not striking out against them. Same thing with Anderson, but he's at 50%. And then Real Muto is just a good hitter. Like, I really like Rojas at the top even. I think he's made improvements too. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Marlins. I don't really like Lauer at all.
I understand that. I just like him because of that run total. I'm willing to take a little bit of a shot. He's one of the few guys I like at the bottom that has like a decent-ish matchup. Marlins have been not great against lefties on the year. 355 slugging, 118 ISO, below average hard hit rate, 86 weighted runs created plus. So that's the only reason I'm taking a peek at Lauer, just hoping that they can continue to like not have enough pop and stretch out. But I'll have a little bit of the Marlins, randomized stacks of everybody in their lineup except for JT Riddle.
JT Riddle, yeah. I probably won't have any Riddle. Brinson's been hitting better even, so they're just super cheap, and Lauer is not good, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, he's not really that great. It's a game situation for me.
Yeah.
I don't generally like running out Eric Lauer unless he's pitching in Petco or pitching against the Marlins.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go. White Sox and Red Sox in the Battle of the Sox. 2.9 run implied total for the White Sox. 5.1 run implied total for the Red Sox. 73% chance to win for Boston. Dylan Covey going for Chicago. Chris Sale on the hill for Boston. So I've got Sale with an absolutely ridiculous projection. I've got 11.6 Ks, 51.8 FanDuel points. The only guy above 50. He's 10 full points ahead of Verlander for second on FanDuel. I've got him in for 31.1 on DK, like 7.5 ahead of Verlander. We're projecting him to be close to, exactly 50% owned right now on DK, 33% on FanDuel. He is going to be the chalkiest pitcher by a mile, as he should be. I can't get enough Sale. I'll be under the field because that's just a lot of ownership. But, I mean, he is number one with a bullet, in my opinion, as the best pitching option of the day. And I know that you are chomping at the bit to be like, wait 1 second. So go ahead.
Yeah, I get it. I get it with Sale. Like, I wrote him up. I think he's an awesome play. So at this ownership, I can sort of make a case for the fade here. I'm going to be, right now, like, I'd be way, way under the field. There are a ton of options tonight. If someone's going to be 50%, things could go wrong for Sale here. The White Sox have power. Sale's velocity is jumping around quite a bit. That's a little bit alarming. It seems like he's done that all season, and he's been fine for the most part, but he's not making guys chase as much over his last few starts, which is worrisome. And that velocity, like, I'm looking for a reason to fade guys at this percentage, and that could be enough for me to just get off of him. And I'm not going to be anywhere near the field right now. I think there's just way too many good options to put all your eggs in the 50% guy basket. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe that doesn't worry anyone but me, the velocity thing. It will worry some people.
Yeah.
But I just think there's so many other good options around him that why play the chalk guy when I have all these guys so close together?
Tom in the chat saying probably more like 40 in the lower stakes tourneys, up into the 60s for the bigger stakes.
Oh, man. So I would fade at 60%, dude. Man. So the White Sox are a great strikeout matchup. There's no doubt about it. Even if he's not 100%, I think that he could be just fine here. But, like, DeGrom's priced lower than him. I think almost as good of a strikeout matchup. Maybe not, but close enough where I'll take the ownership and go elsewhere.
Tom, I'm surprised that you don't have revenge game narratives as part of the algorithm for our ownership. That seems like a big miss by the Osmo team.
Especially for a hothead like Sale, like, he'd be the guy to, like, hit someone in the face and get tossed. You know, like, I can just see that happening and everyone going on full tilt 10 minutes into the slate.
Tom, you should probably take the rest of today to add that into the model.
Yeah, what is that, a 1.5 multiplier? So if you have him projected for 30,
like that.
He gets 45.
Something like that. Yeah, look, I'm gonna have a lot of Sale. I'm gonna have less than the field, and I'm gonna be fine with that because he is such an overwhelmingly high likelihood of being the top scoring pitcher compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has the ability to hang like a really crazy day on the White Sox. Surprisingly, guys like Tim Anderson and Adam Engel and Charlie Tilson, not really the best sticks in the world. So
Adam Engel sucks.
Charlie Tilson, not so much better.
Yeah, Tim Anderson is actually okay against lefties. I will say that.
That is very true. 6% split.
Yeah.
Davidson, Sanchez, not so much.
Davidson can hit 81. He strikes out a ton, but there's power all over this lineup with Anderson and Davidson and Abreu. Not all over, but Moncada doesn't hit lefties very well, at least for power. So, I get the Sale play. I really do. I'm not trying to bash him. I think there's a really good chance he has a really good start here, but there's also just as good of a chance as Verlander having a great start or DeGrom or someone else like that, in my opinion.
Yeah. What do you think of Red Sox bats? They're my 5th most owned stack on both sites. But the ownership is all over the place depending on which site it is.
Oh, I thought Mookie was going to be back.
I don't have him here.
I saw him in the lineup last night. They took him out at the same place that I'm looking at. But I think Moreland and Benintendi should have big advantages here. Covey's giving up a lot of hard hits to lefties, but we know Bogarts and JD can hit as well. And then Devers down the lineup, but 3,400 for him. That's a nice salary relief option at third base. Yeah, I like the Red Sox.
Yeah. So, Benintendi I've got, relatively normal exposure to. I get a ton of Bogarts on well, not a ton. I get a lot of Bogarts on DK and almost none on FanDuel. He's got the same price on both sites, so that's kind of rough. Tom not liking Bauer. Thank you. Makes me feel so much better.
I get it. I just think Bauer's been lights out. And
I've got a lot of JD Martinez on DK. I got quite a bit of Eduardo Nunez on both sites. Devers. I get some Jackie Bradley. I get a lot of Brock Holt on FanDuel, but not DK. He's only 2,700 for a shortstop, so I always like that for stacks. I like the Red Sox. They'll be pretty highly owned for me.
Yeah, right there with you.
And I don't have a single bit of the White Sox.
I will. Yeah, as much as I want to fade Sale, I don't think I will be stacking against him. So I don't think you need to get that crazy.
Good. All right. Yankees and Mets. Yankees 3.6 run implied total. Mets 3.4. Blech. Oh yeah, it's good pitching. 51% chance to win for the Yanks. We're here in the Subway Series. Masahiro Tanaka going for the Yankees. Jake DeGrom going for the Mets. I like both of these guys. I get a solid amount of exposure to both pitchers. We've got DeGrom as the 2nd most owned pitcher on DK. I'm actually coming in less than the field there. We've got Tanaka only at 7% on DK. I actually doubled that. So it looks like my play here more than anything is more Tanaka than DeGrom, even though I have more DeGrom than Tanaka. I like them both. This game is strictly pitching for me. Yeah,
I love DeGrom here. So let me get to this game quick. Give me some notes here. He's just getting a ton of whiffs against righties, and then you're worried about people taking DeGrom deep. I mean, so Stanton and Judge and Sanchez, but DeGrom just has such good stuff, and he can mow these guys down. We've seen elite pitchers mow these guys down, and we even saw Sam Gaviglio mow them down a couple of nights ago. And if DeGrom's going to be lower owned than Sale by we have quite a bit, then I'm really, really interested in DeGrom for like less ownership and cheaper. And I think they're right next to each other in terms of projection. It's a pretty easy choice for me to go well over with DeGrom rather than Sale.
Man, if DeGrom's still at 32 and we're projecting Sale maybe in like the 40-ish range in some of our more attainable tournaments, then I much prefer Sale, actually. But I'll still have a ton of DeGrom. One thing I wanted to point out, which Tom just said, not necessarily about this Yankees-Mets game, I've seen guys win tournaments with pitchers scoring 0, literally. That actually happened earlier this week. Whatever day the Yankees had the doubleheader,
the Severino.
Yeah, someone won a tournament with Severino starting. I think did Severino start the early game that day?
Yeah.
A lot of people rostered Severino in the night slate, and he was not the pitcher. So the guy that won that tournament won with the goose egg of Severino. It's crazy shit.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, of course he's right, but like that's a really good point. Go with the safety at pitcher. That seems like a good strategy on this big of a slate where there are a ton of bats that you can pay up for. I just don't feel good about any of the pitchers, but maybe that's a bias I should. Like I'm looking for 15 points out of a pitcher. Maybe you just need that price filled and you win it with the bats in Coors or something like that. You know, so maybe the pitcher gets you 8, but you've seen pitchers score 0 and you win huge GPPs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, just pitching here for me. I like Tanaka.
Yeah, I think Tanaka can be fine here, but I prefer Smith over him in that range. I mean, not saying I'm not going to have any Tanaka because I think I don't need to not have any of him, but he's getting 24% whiffs on his splitter against lefties. And the Mets are good against righties, but Tanaka's a little bit different of an animal. If he's got that splitter working, they're just going to swing right over the top of it. So I get it with Tanaka. I just like Smith a little bit better.
So I have Tanaka and Smith as really similar guys from an ownership perspective. We're projecting Smith at 6%, Tanaka at 7%. I've got a little bit more than double Smith, and I've got double Tanaka. So those are both guys that I'm looking to be over the field on as more of my differentiation guys.
I like it.
Very happy about. Yeah.
Yeah. Just two really talented guys.
Yeah. Any bats in Yanks Mets? Because I didn't get any.
So when Tanaka doesn't have it, you can make a case to stack against him. The problem is the bullpen. Bullpen for the Yankees is just good. Like it's tough to recommend a stack when you can bring in really good arms, even if your pitcher gets rocked. So I like Conforto. I like Bruce a little bit at their prices as one-offs, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, I won't end up on them. We're not projecting any real ownership here, so that's not going to be a spot for me.
Okay.
Alrighty. Hopping all the way down to the Astros.
We're just getting into the 8 Eastern games.
Yeah, it's been a long show so far.
There's
Lots
so
to
many.
talk about, though, a lot of logistics, a lot of interesting ownership stuff. It's different today. We've got a pretty full chat right now. 93 guys active. Tom's here. Or at least Tom was here. Bringing in the big guns for this Friday show.
Yeah.
Astros 5.3 run implied total. Rangers 3.9. It's a 65% chance to win for the Stros. Justin Verlander going for Houston. Doug Fister going for Texas. I like Verlander. He hit my ownership caps right now at 20%. We're projecting 11% for Verlander on DK, only 8 on FanDuel. So he's a guy that I'm looking to be slightly ahead of the field on. Hard to not like him. He's got my third best K projection behind Sale and just slightly behind DeGrom. He is expensive, so might be a case where paying up to be a little contrarian over Sale is a spot where you can do a little bit better. I just don't have any real respect for the Rangers. So they've been bad against righties all year. They do have a ton of lefty bats in there, but it's a lot of swing and miss, a lot of home run or nothing type stuff. So Astros are my number 3 stack for hitting. So I love pitching, I love hitting, I love all things Astros today.
Yeah, I like Verlander, but now I'm like rethinking my stance on these super expensive pitchers. I think he's got as much upside as anyone on the slate. The matchup against Texas is phenomenal. They strike out a ton, second highest K rate against righties. They're bottom 6 in both WRC plus and on-base percentage. So I think the strikeouts are going to be there. It could be a huge strikeout game for Verlander. 37% K rate against lefties this year is nuts. I think he's an awesome play if you can afford him.
Yeah, I don't think I'll have any trouble getting there. I'll be happy to. I hope that I'm like if he's 11% and I get 19, I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
He's got. He's just behind DeGrom in overall projection for me, at least on DK. I've got DeGrom at 23.8, Verlander at 23.6. I have Verlander slightly ahead on FanDuel, though.
Okay. Yeah.
I like it. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Astros bats.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that. So, Fister, I don't think is a good pitcher at all. Nope. He doesn't miss any bats. Like, I was just looking at his game logs for his plate discipline stuff, and 1.2% and 3.1% swinging strike rates. And then he's getting really lucky with the contact he's allowing, according to like his expected stuff. So if he keeps doing that, he's going to get blasted at some point. And Correa possibly back in the lineup, that's a boost. It's a right-handed pitcher against a righty-heavy lineup, and the Astros are probably going to be pretty low owned, right? When people are paying up for all these pitchers. Is that right?
Let's take a look.
Is that somewhat accurate?
We have them with the 3rd most ownership on DK and the 2nd most ownership on FanDuel.
So that's because of McCann expected to be pretty chalky, which is fine. But
yeah.
I'm comfortable with the ownerships we have for Correa and Bregman and Reddick. Yeah. So I love me some Astros if I can afford them.
Yeah, I wrote up the Astros as my 3rd spotlight hitter stack team. I listed Springer, Altuve, Reddick, and McCann as the hitters. I really like Bregman, Correa, Gurriel. I think they all land really well, but Josh Reddick gets the platoon advantage, super cheap price. McCann gets the platoon advantage. He's 2,300 on FanDuel, so I don't mind using him at that price. 3,200 as the catcher on DK, probably one of the better options there today. The Astros are my favorite stack, like from a personal standpoint, ignoring all the data that pops out, because they're 3rd for me. But I like the fit of it all, and I don't really like Doug Fister. You're on mute. I don't hear you. Still can't hear you. Now I hear you.
Oh, what the? That was weird. I must have hit it on my screen because my mic has a mute, but I didn't touch it.
Wait, so
okay.
When you hear me say that you're on mute, you're still here. Oh yeah, you're still hearing me. That makes sense. Never mind. I'm a moron.
Yeah.
For a second, I couldn't understand what was happening.
Oh no, I was looking at my mic and it was on, but I hit it on the call we're on. I hit mute on accident.
Well, I'm so stupid that I was thinking, oh, you're on mute, so you can't hear me. But that's not how mute works. So I'm just stupid.
Happy Friday. We started the boozing early.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, no, I love Houston. Like, there's no getting around it.
This is the battle of the highest salaried pitcher today versus the lowest salaried pitcher. Fister alone at 4,000, Verlander alone at 12.4.
Yeah.
Would you rather roster Doug Fister 3 times or Verlander once?
Oh, is that a joke? Verlander
no,
once?
Let's say that you could do that. Let's say that
So you
Instead
could
of
just
having
multiply
Verlander, you could
Fister.
have you could have Fister 3 times.
Well, if Fister goes negative, like if he goes -5, you are dunzo. But
Yeah, I've got him at
and
7.7, so that's what.
dude, it is 95 degrees here. These are all Astros hitters we respect, and against a pitcher that sucks, like Astros might be a top. They're definitely a top 3 stack for me, but I would rather go Verlander and take the 30.
Tom says captain mode. Fister 3 times is 23.1 projected fantasy points, 0.5 behind Verlander.
Not a chance.
Yeah,
No
I
way.
just created a new roster mode for DK. You're welcome. Do you want the most dog shit pitcher of the slate 3 times or the most expensive guy once? That's how they should write it up, too.
Honestly.
Definitely use the term dog shit. I assume we're the same, no Rangers?
No Rangers. I am not targeting against Kate Upton's husband.
No. I wouldn't want to get her mad, you know?
No.
I don't want to give her any reason to ever not want to be with me.
Yes. Keep her happy. Keep her happy.
Besides all of the obvious reasons why she shouldn't be with me. Like, every reason that exists, essentially.
Come on, give yourself some credit.
I can't.
Who doesn't want to marry a DFS video guy? Whatever he's gonna call it.
Probably Kate Upton, if I had to guess. She's too busy being hot everywhere she goes.
Can't handle this lifestyle.
Whereas I couldn't figure out how mute worked 5 minutes ago. Angels and Twins. Angels 4.5 run implied total. The Jakes 4.0. It's a 55% chance to win for the Angels. Garrett Richards going for the Angels. Lance Lynn going for the Jakes. I'm not getting any pitching here. I got 2% Richards, so he might pop up from time to time. Not going to get any Lance Lynn. So are you going to be on any of your Jakes today, whether that's pitching or hitting?
I'm not really on the Jakes. I'm not on the Twins. I mean, I like the Jakes. I like Kepler. I like Rosario, but he is priced way up, and Richards has good stuff. I could almost see myself playing Richards here. I wasn't really on him last night when I first looked, but he's just cheap, and he's got big upside. He can make guys miss when he's on. When he's not on, he is a disaster. He's walking guys, and he's giving up a lot of hard hits. So I don't mind the Richards play. I don't mind a couple of the Twins bats that I mentioned. But really, this game is about the Angels bats for me. Lance Lynn's been getting really lucky with the kind of contact he's giving up lately, and he doesn't really have a blow-up start to show for it, is how I put it last night. So patient team like the Angels, who have a ton of power, that's really appealing to me. So got obviously Mike Trout, Valbuena I love for 3,300. Kinsler, and then if Ohtani's in the lineup, I love that as well. Lynn cannot strike out lefties, and he's just overall pretty bad against them, has been for his career. So, Angels bats.
Yeah, they're my 6th most owned stack on both sites. Kinsler, Trout, Upton, Pujols, Ohtani, Valbuena. I think that's all perfectly acceptable as a stack. We're projecting not very much ownership on either site, so I like it. I don't have a problem. They're a very nice secondary stack today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have anything else fancy to talk about for them.
Neither do I. Coors.
It is Coors. Diamondbacks 5.2 run implied total. Rockies 5.1. It's a 51% chance to win for the D-backs. Zach Greinke going for Arizona. Herman Marquez, right? Whatever, I don't care. That guy Marquez is going for Colorado. Yep. Stupid G's sounding like H's. It doesn't matter. You don't want either of the pitchers in this game. It's hitters for me. Diamondbacks, my 4th most owned stack on DraftKings today. They are 7th on FanDuel. Not getting the Rockies bats at Coors because they're priced up like ridiculously. So I'm good there. Just give me all the D-backs as per usual.
Dude, I like both sides of Coors, and this is just making me want to pay down for pitchers more and more and more. Greinke's making his first start in Coors this year, and he's historically much better at home. And this is the worst park for pitching. And he's giving up a lot of hard contact. He's striking guys out, and he could still do that here. But like the Rockies are probably going to be pretty underowned because of that price, and because they're going up against Greinke
for a Coors
5%.
Team.
Oh yeah. So give me some Coors bats then. Give me some Rockies bats, Blackmon and Arenado and Cargo and Para. Man, just low on Coors is appealing. Like, I know it's Greinke, but he's not immune to blow up starts either. No one is in Coors. Just crazy stuff happens. And I'm sure you're going to like the other side, right?
Oh, I love the D-backs.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth on DK. We're projecting some decent ownership to them as well. I'm a little bit high on Mathis, Descalso, and newly minted Diamondback John Jay.
Yeah, was that a weird trade to you? I don't like.
I get what they're doing. They had a hole to fill. They've been good. Well, they were bad this past month, but they've got a realistic shot at the playoffs right now. So I get trying to plug that hole a little bit, I guess.
I suppose.
They're in first.
Yeah. Are they really?
Yeah, they're a half game up on the Rockies right now, so big game here.
Okay.
But Dodgers are per FanGraphs projections. Dodgers 67% chance to make the playoffs, 57% to win the division. Diamondbacks are at 26% chance to make the playoffs. So I get taking a chance that to get an extra potential win they're in the zone where a win is significantly more valuable than it normally is. So I get taking a swing at that if you need to fill a spot in your outfield.
Okay. Yeah. I will say, just to start this off, I don't think Marquez is the craziest play on this slate. And he's 58. Boy. Yeah. So if you're stacking up Coors and you need a cheap pitcher, I think that it's kind of like a correlation play in hockey. I like doing that in hockey a lot more with my goalie. If you're stacking up a team and you're taking Marquez, not that has much correlation in baseball, but he just lets you do so much with your roster. And I'm just looking for anything cheap. And I like the Colorado bats a lot. And Marquez has had some good starts in Coors recently. His last couple have been just fine. He's got pretty good swing and miss stuff. And then near the bottom of the lineup with Owings and Ahmed and Mathis, and then you get the pitcher spot with Greinke. There are some strikeouts here to be had. That being said, I do really like Descalso and Lamb and Goldschmidt. And Peralta, if he's in the lineup. So 2 through 5, I really like, but that's not to say I won't have Marquez exposure, because I'm sure I will.
The Diamondbacks prices are crazy. Like 6, 7, 8, Owings, Ahmed, and Mathis, 2,800, 3,000, and 2,500 on DraftKings. Like Owings is $400 cheaper on DK than FanDuel. Ahmed is $200 cheaper. Jeff Mathis as a catcher on DK is $500 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. Diamondbacks are just making it hard to avoid from a price perspective.
Right, and yeah, so that's kind of also why I like the Marquez play, because I think everyone's going to be on that side of the Coors game, and not enough people are going to be on the Rocky side. For this season, Arizona has a 25% K rate and the lowest WRC plus against right-handed pitching this year. They have turned it around a little bit over the last couple weeks. They've been actually pretty good against righties, but I'm going with a bigger sample, and I think they may not be as much of a lock as people think they are tonight. So Marquez can certainly get some strikes against them.
Yeah, I'm not going to have any Marquez. I think I'm a little too sane for that one.
Did you delete him from your player pool?
I didn't.
Okay. So you might end up with some. Who knows?
I could conceivably have a line of Marquez. I have one line of Brandon McCarthy, $100 north of him.
Oh, God.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that I get one Marquez lineup. I'll say this much. I won't expect it to do well.
I mean, he could get a 0 or he could get you 8 points or something. And if you guess right on the bats, Tom's right. If you get the bats right, the pitching's not going to matter all that much.
Agreed. Alrighty, let's move on. Royals and A's. Royals 3.4 run implied total. A's 4.1. It's a 58% chance to win for the A's. Jake Junis going for Kansas City. Frankie Montas going for Oakland. I get a little bit of Frankie on DK as a second starter. I'm cool with that. 3.4 run implied total for the Royals is pretty appealing for me. They have not been that great against right-handed pitching. So I'll take a flyer on Montas as a paydown option. That's the only thing that's happening for me, though. A slight flyer on Montas because there is no hitting to be found in this game.
Yeah, I don't really like the hitting in this game. Kind of respect Junis. Back-to-back starts with a 14% swinging strike rate. And he just threw a really good start against Oakland in his last start, I believe. But I don't really want to play Junis. I don't really want to play Montas. I like Matt Olson. I mean, he's just been on fire, going on one of those streaks like what he was on last year at the end of the year. And then Moustakas. But those are really the only two noteworthy guys. I don't think I'm stacking up either team. Maybe an Oakland stack sneaks in there, but I like Junis.
Yeah, I got no Junis.
I just respect him enough to not want to really stack up against the A's or stack up the A's.
Oh, I mean, I hear you there. I only got a couple, like one random Royals line, and that's basically it. So it's all just, and I say all as in I'll have like 3 or 4% Montas when all is said and done.
Okay.
Final game, because I didn't think we were going to get there today. Braves and Dodgers. Braves 3.1 run implied total. Dodgers 4.4. It's 64% chance to win for the Dodgers. Brandon McCarthy on the hill for Atlanta. Walker Buehler going for LA. I have quite a bit of Walker Buehler. We're projecting 15% on DK. I've got 21. Projecting 7 on FanDuel. I've got 8. That's a direction that I'm certainly going to be going. Sorry, Braves. You're not going to be my bats today. Only thing that I want is Walker Buehler and a wealth of Jock Peterson on FanDuel, who is 2,400 and leading off, and that's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty insane for Jock. I get it with Buehler. I mean, I get why people want to play him 9,300. I just prefer Smith. I think I even prefer Tanaka against him. The Braves are an offense I really respect, and I don't know. I mean, I don't respect the Padres offense. I don't really respect the Mets offense that much. So it's just a matchup thing and an ownership thing. If he's going to be the highest owned of those three, then I will go elsewhere. That being said, I don't really want to target bats against him. I don't really like anything in this game, besides Jock on FanDuel, like you said.
Yeah, Jock on FanDuel and Walker Buehler. That's it for me.
And you said some McCarthy?
Braves. I got one line of McCarthy, and that's just randomness. So
the Dodgers have been a lot better. Otherwise, they've been a lot better against righties over the last few weeks. I get why someone would want to play McCarthy, but he just doesn't have any strikeout stuff.
Nope.
For the season, he has randomly good starts, but I certainly can't predict them.
Yeah, no, I don't like McCarthy as a pitcher. I like him personally, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could play my Braves here, but I just can't do it.
Speaking of Braves, yes, Steve, it's real, said Josh, favorite Brave ever. I'll give you a pitcher and a
Chipper
hitter.
Jones.
No, although obviously I love him. Steve Avery as a pitcher and David Justice as a hitter. Yeah. I'd name a bunch of weird Braves before I got into like super popular ones. I'd go to like Mark Lemke or
I was going to say
or something like that.
Smoltz?
Oh, I love him. I mean, I loved Maddox, loved Glavine, love Smoltz, love Avery. Give me some Kent Merker. Give me some whoever. I'm in. John Rocker. Probably, not the favorite Brave ever, but he was dirty for a year. Alrighty, let's look at a couple crunches. And like we mentioned before, I'm going to go straight to Verlander and who did we say? Velasquez? Caleb Smith? Velasquez.
Yeah, just see how the lineup construction comes out. I don't think it's going to be very pretty.
I think it's going to be way better than you think it is.
I'm just like, what's the key to unlocking the Verlander Smith or Verlander Velasquez duo? I just don't see it.
I have a feeling when I do this, we're going to be like okay, that's
Phillies?
what it is.
Like Phillies, Blue Jays? I don't know. Marlins? Okay, if it's the Marlins, then I'm all in for that. But those Marlins against the lefties, man, especially the bad lefties like Lauer, just gets me excited.
Don't get too excited because Fantasy Cruncher is taking its sweet-ass time. Okay, so I'm going to lock Velasquez, and I'm going to lock Justin Verlander. Okay. And we'll see where we get from there. I've clicked on the locks. Fantasy Cruncher doesn't seem to care about it, but I do. There we go. Let's do, 40 lines of these clowns. Let's see where we end up. Nope, I locked Christian Yelich and G-Man Choi because it refreshed itself for no reason whatsoever. So thank you very much, Fantasy Crunch. Now it's crunching. I'm glad I have a good computer and that's useless. So sorry, Fantasy Cruncher, but I can't help but not be happy. You know where I don't have these issues? Every other optimizer.
Whoa.
I shouldn't have to click on this and then wait 10 seconds like I'm trying to download porn in 2001. I'll wait. I'll come back in 15 minutes once that tit loads. Like I clicked on pictures 10 seconds ago. There we go. Now it's just crunching again for some reason. I didn't even click crunch. It's like I got a virus. I'm finally able to click the locks. That's how long I've been bitching.
There we go. Verlander Velasquez. What do we have? Blue Jays. Oof. You can do Blue Jays with the chalk. Diamondbacks.
Goldschmidt, Owings, Ahmed, Peralta, and 1, 2, 3 from the Jays lineup, plus Russell Martin, who's one of the better catcher options of the day.
Okay, so you can do it. But what about like Coors? I wonder if you go like DeGrom. I'm sorry. What about like Colorado? I know they're not going to come up for you, but I just wonder if you can do it.
Yeah. Do you want me to add a 4-man Colorado stack into this and see what comes up?
Yeah. Or like the Astros, or just one of these sort of expensive stacks that I talked about liking.
All right, I'll do Houston or Colorado plus whoever.
Okay.
With those two guys. So you can go Astros, Cardinals.
With Velasquez, Verlander, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, these are all Velasquez, Verlander.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Wow.
So that doesn't even, and just think about how much money we're saving then if we drop down to Sale. That's another 1,000 plus that you could reappropriate to people.
Yeah. Wow.
What's the highest?
Okay.
Yeah, so...
You were right. It does look better than what I expected.
Yeah, you can do Astros and the chalk Blue Jays.
Ooh, this will be a fun MME night. This is gonna be fun.
Where's the first Rockies line? Walters, LeMahieu, Parra, Cargo with 4 Blue Jays.
Yeah, but no Blackman or Arenado.
Let me see if I have one with Arenado. Yeah, we got 4 lines with Arenado, so let's see what they look like. Rockies, Marlins.
Rockies, Marlins. Oh my God, that's the one. Rockies, Marlins.
Rockies, Padres. Rockies. Okay, so you can do. There's one line of Rockies, Blue Jays, but it's like the ass end of that.
Yeah.
This first line is the only one that you should really have. It's still projected over 100 on DK. Rockies and Marlins.
Yeah. All right, it can be done.
Yeah.
I'm going down to Bauer too. Oh man. Good old Trevor Bauer. Gonna be 0% owned.
I don't know if you saw in the chat. Tom put out his own personal likelihood of being top scorer, and Bauer was 2%.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I ran my own perfect picture. It was very different from possible. Bauer at 2%. Oh, so Tom loves Sale then. All right, that makes me nervous. But that's still, 41%. That's still under where we have him projected at for ownership.
He'll probably be around 40. Tom mentioned that 50 that we have him at is more for the higher tourneys. He'll probably be 40 in like the more approachable tournaments.
Okay. That's interesting. All right.
You can get to pretty much the nut stacks of hitters.
Oh, top value.
So you could really rotate it out. Oh, top value. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Fair enough. You don't have any more hockey stuff to plug for like months.
Come on. You're going to tell me that this soon after it all ends?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
4 long months. We'll have some fire content. It'll be great, but yeah. 4 months. We got to wait till the next hockey game.
There you go. So we've got all the baseball content out today. Live stream tonight at 6, myself and Chris Spags. Spotlight hitters and pitchers have been out for a while. You're obviously all listening to this. We've got a Playline contest tonight, accompanied with my Playline article that is also already posted. Go to playline.com/r/Awesemo. Check out the Awesemo.com presents the $1 Million Perfect Line bonus, $7,500 guaranteed tournament. It's the biggest tournament on Playline to date. $2,000 to first place. Trying to pick the points, rebounds, and assists on LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green. I wrote about Kevin Durant. I broke out his averages and standard deviations for the season. I took a look at his individual stat correlations as well from the season to try and help you put out a line. So go scope that out. Sign up at Playline through our stuff. That's about it for right now. Tom says, gotta work on next year's NHL model. Yeah, I'm gonna dip my toe in the NHL water next year.
Oh, you should. We're gonna be running stuff. Once it gets to August, like I'll be itching to like just dive into some NHL stuff, and then I'll have to wait. It happens every year, but whatever.
Drew N says, go over the World Cup one day. Can you do a stream where you focus on the World Cup?
Oh,
buddy, you have no idea. Lots of World Cup content coming for you. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, we will have World Cup content for you, and I will be talking about the World Cup.
Oh yeah.
The United States are definitely going to win.
Oh yeah, I got them going very, very deep.
In 2060, when we finally make it back.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry to America and sorry to Italy for not doing well. But, countries like Panama will be there. Obviously, we shouldn't be better than them.
U.S. has to lose sometimes, yeah.
If I was in Panama, man, I would be way too happy with my life to worry about wanting to play soccer. Alrighty, that's all I got. So, for Jake, myself, and the Awesemo team, it's the end of our live stream. That's all I got. We'll see you guys again Monday morning for this show. Tune in to all of our normal stuff over the weekend. Best of luck tonight, guys.